What's up, y'all? It's your girl Emelia, and I'm locked in with DJ Astonish on the come up, so y'all better check him out.
In the project dreams, that y'all just made a team. I mean, that's the way it seems. We all wanna taste the American dream. That's a terrible dream, cause some of y'all never even seen 16. But still, them free 16. Now holding you, but do you see me?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Oh my day! Do you know what? I'm having a dramatic afternoon. I've had a great day. I've had a dramatic afternoon because I lost my phone literally just before this Zoom. So I was just like, "What the hell? Where is it?" And yeah, I just found it.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Did
and
you
then
lose
I had
it
to
like
nip out
outside?
because. No, I lost it in I lost it here in the studio. But also I needed to nip out quickly before we did the interview because I'm doing 5 interviews today. So you're the first, and so I was just like, I know. So I'm not going to be able to. I needed to pick something up, and I wasn't going to be able to do it afterwards because the place I was needed to pick it up from was going to close. So yeah. Yeah. So
you needed to do it fast.
We needed to do it fast. But how you doing, girl?
I'm doing great. Like, how about you? Oh.
I'm good. Oh, you froze up. You're stiff. I hope it's not my signal. Okay, yeah, you're back.
My Wi-Fi is good,
cool.
darling. My Wi-Fi is good.
You're freezing.
Oh.
Is it good?
Yeah.
1 second. All right, let me just check something here before we get moving.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I see the confidence there. You're like, oh, my Wi-Fi is good.
Yes, I have confidence. Like, I was lacking a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, emotions and all this kind of stuff. But, like, I had a whole conversation with my sister, and, like, I'm feeling much more better. And tomorrow we're going to the studio. Like, we're going to record a few songs. So, August, we're going for it.
Okay. We're lost. Okay, hopefully we're going to find. Okay, we're back. Are you there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, it's good. Okay, internet connection should be on top notch now. Yeah. So you've had a conversation with your sister, yeah, and she's put you on the.
Yeah, she put me on, and you know what I mean. It's summer vacation right now. You know, everybody's on vacation, so I felt like I need to go on a vacation. I need to like set my mind free. I didn't go on a vacation, but I was like, I need to this month, I need to just go out and have fun and stay home and just relax, you know what I mean? So I just had that, and August we go in. Like, August, new songs, we're going for it. What about you? Like, don't you feel the shift? Like, don't you want to relax? Like, it's summer vacation.
I'm relaxing. Do you know what? I've been on vacation all year. When I say vacation, I've been not killing myself for nothing. You know, I've just been like, you know, I'm at that point. I mean, I'm getting old now, man. I'm at the darkest side of 20. No, I'm at the darkest side of 20. So I'm at a point where I've evolved a lot since I've been in the game, in the industry. So like, I'm at a point now in my career and at a point in my life where I'm not getting stressed about things anymore. Like, you know, I'm just, you know what it's going to be. I'm just going to do is take care of number one, which is myself.
Take care of yourself. That's so important. Like, the mental health. I feel like a lot of people lack mental health. You may look healthy 100. From the outside, 100. But inside.
Seriously, this is it. And this is the thing. I think a lot of us don't know how to manage honor our nature. By looking
it's hard.
It's hard, especially in the world that we live in.
This world. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we've got this like hustle culture, haven't we, where it's just like more. We got to do this. We got to get the next paycheck and all that. So we're focused on the next thing where we don't really take that time to like, oh, let me just look after myself, number one. So yeah, it's crazy. But you know what? I'm glad, you know, we made it happen. I know, you know, you've been on me for this for a while. And you know what? I was like, I mean, I've been off the interview. One reason why I was off the interviews is because I needed time for myself. Last year, I did about over 70 odd interviews throughout the entire year. And do you know what? I didn't realize how much burnout I had. And I enjoy talking to people. It's quite demanding, especially when I get on the interviews. So when I'm doing these interviews, I'm more in demand. More people want to chop in because they know I'm active, they know I want to do things. So I just needed to separate. But you're the first one. I mean, I'm doing an interview since the start of the year. So you're the first person, you know, and I was obviously, this shows you I'm loyal. I'm like, you know, I Emelia this interview, so I get to interview, you know, to my audience and you know, officially just get down and actually talk on a level and get this content out there for the world to see. So let's just start this off, baby. So Emelia. So just let me get this back. Let's get to the background. Where are you originally from exactly?
Well, right now, like I was born in Ghana, and at the age of 5 years old, we moved to the Netherlands, like Weert. So I represent Weert. A lot of people, when they hear the Netherlands, they always think about Amsterdam, but I'm like 2 hours away from Amsterdam. I'm from Weert, so that's where I'm based. That's where I grew up. It was tough, but yeah, we still here. So yeah, I'm very, I'm happy that I grew up here. It's just a calm place.
Good. You know, what made the transit? Why age did you transition to the Netherlands? Like,
well, my father lived here, so like me, my mom, and my 2 sisters, we were in Ghana, and the reason why we came here is like, you know, for school education. Like we came here around 2009, so I was like 5, like I was like really young. So my father wanted us to come here for school and all this kind of stuff, and just for like quote unquote a better life. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Still trying to find that better life, we all are. We all are. It's hard in this world. So okay, let's just get to it. So obviously living in Netherlands and that. So obviously you haven't really hit the, you know, the spitting and the music really quite recently, if I'm not mistaken, from what previously spoke about.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, your influence for likes of like Tupac and you know, was that the initial you know, thing that really got you into music? Was it Tupac alone, or was it, you know, was it more than that?
Well, let me tell it was more like I'm gonna just tell the background story. Like me, my sisters and I and my father, we went to Ghana in 2018, and I feel like that's where I really got my spiritual awakening. Like more like that's where I like realized from them, like I really want to do something with my life. I don't want to like hang around all this kind of stuff. So I was like, damn, what should I do with my life and stuff? And I was always inspired by Martin Luther King, like his speeches and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, damn, I want to like help the world through my voice. Like I always wanted to be like a philosophy, like I wanted to study philosophy and all this kind of stuff. But I was like, but how do you do that? So I remember my sister, she forced me to go to a Mine concert. But at the time I started listening to Tupac. So I really got in love with Tupac because I was just shocked. Like, damn, how could a, like, it was just the emotions he put in his songs was just crazy. Like I remember the first song I heard from Tupac was Hit 'Em Up. And I didn't like it. I was like, huh? Like, what is he talking about? Yeah. And it was so aggressive. So I was like, nah, I don't like this. So it took me a couple weeks and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to it again, but this time with the lyrics, like how do you guys say it? Like lyrics.
Okay, lyrics.
Yeah, I thought I'm this I'm just gonna do that. So I put on Hit 'Em Up and I was just reading what he was saying. I was like, huh, who is this? Who's that? So I started searching them up and I was like, damn, this kind of crazy. So then I started listening to Troublesome, All Eyes on Me, you know, the popular kind of songs of Tupac. And I was like, wow. And I remember when I first heard like Troublesome and Dear Mama is when I really fell in love with Tupac because I could relate to what he was saying and stuff. So I was like, damn, like with music, you can really put out your emotions and stuff. So when my sister and I, we went to a Mine concert, that was the moment I realized I want to be a rapper because the crowd, the energy, like the way one person can just take a whole individuals with just the things he is saying or he or she is saying, like it's just crazy. And like I looked around me and I saw everybody just vibing, everybody was in a happy mood. And I feel like people tend to forget that music is like music is really spiritual because I feel like words, like you're religious too, so you know how powerful words are, you know what I mean? So with words, like you can really affect people. So I was like, oh, is the Wi-Fi still good? Yeah, okay. So with words, you can really
that's great.
Yeah, with words, you can really like affect people and touch people. So I was like, you know what? So I remember the day after Amina, I was like, I went to my sisters and I was like, I want to be a rapper. And they were like, what? Like, cause I'm not the type to ever be a rapper. Like, what, how? But I just felt like, okay, this is my calling in this life. Like, I want to be a rapper. I don't know how or how long it's gonna take me, but I feel like this is what I want to do. And the fact that I've been doing this and nobody, like literally, like nobody has helped me. Nobody taught me how to write or write on a beat. I did it all by myself. So I was like, damn, I feel like this is going naturally, even though it's a very hard like road where I'm stepping to. But I feel like this is where I need to be at. And if it's not, I feel like this is the road to where eventually I need to go. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a long story.
I feel you. You're following your destiny for sure. So fast forward, how did the break happen with Dialogue? You know, that's how I first, let me just clarify this as well. Is Dialogue the first thing you ever put out?
No. But I deleted everything I put out because it was more freestyles and all this kind of stuff. But I remember I was just putting out songs and I was like, this is not really me, you know what I mean? So I was like, what should I really do? Because Dialogue was 2021. So it's like a year from now. Wow. So it's crazy what Dialogue has done for me till this day. So I remember I was just having like my normal emotional breakdown, all this kind of stuff. And I was just yeah. And I was just upstairs. I was like, damn, like, what should I write about? Because I feel like all the things I'm writing about, I'm just writing to fit in. I felt like just to like write hype songs just to fit in and stuff. So I remember I was just going through my phone because people will send me like beats through my email or like they'll be like, check out my this and that. So I was like, okay, let me check out this boy out. And his name is called Casino, like Beats by Casino. So I was just checking out his beats and I heard like Dialogue, the beat. And I was like, damn, like, what should I talk about? Because I really want to talk about like how I'm feeling right now. And I feel like especially like when I perform Dialogue or when people hear Dialogue, sometimes I feel like people don't really listen to the lyric that I'm talking about, the things that I'm talking about, because Dialogue is not really a hype song. It's really like a mental song, because I'm talking about like that we humans, like I feel like we have so much emotions. We have like two people living within us, because sometimes you feel angry, then you have like crazy thoughts, and then when you're happy, you have different kinds of thoughts. You know what I mean? So I was like, that was like you know, I battle a lot with myself through my mind. Like I'm always in my head and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna talk about how I feel. So that's why I started Millie on the Beat. Tell me how you feel. But I was like, how should I do it? And I was like, people always call me Millie, you know what I mean? So I was like, Millie on the Beat, tell me how you feel. And since Dialogue came out, every song I put out, like I want my tag to be Millie on the Beat, you know what I mean? Because that's just me. So I was like, just let me talk about how I feel. So I was like, Millie on the Beat, tell me how you feel. I still gotta figure what to eat. And the reason why I said I still gotta figure what to eat is in the Bible, it's also talk about like your words are like food, like, you know what I mean? Like it can hurt. Like I remember there's a quotation in the Bible talking about when like Jesus Christ come, like you gotta be prepared to give him food. And with food is like the word of God, like the word. So I'm like, I still gotta figure what to eat. Like I still gotta figure where like I belong. Like, you know, I'm confused, but I still put my money on Key. Like Key's like stands for my sister. So I was with Dialogue. I feel like Dialogue. I feel like people like Dialogue so much because it's really me. I'm really talking about like 100% who I am, what I feel, and I feel like I just put it out there. And I remember I had dreams about Dialogue. So I feel like it's the energy in Dialogue that made it so hard. I think, yeah.
You know, I think when we walk our truth as people, that's when our light really shines naturally, and we don't tend to see it. You know, when you drop Dialogue, you dropped it on. Is it something called Vikings? The platform.
Yeah, Visual Kings. I dropped it first on Visual Kings because I'm new on YouTube too, so like I did not really understand it, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, let me just put it on a platform. I actually wanted to do Grim Daily, so I asked like Grim. Eventually, it came on Grim Daily, but first I asked Grim Daily, but they said no. I mean, they said no. So then I put it out on Visual Kings, and then later on they said yes. That was crazy.
You know, this is amazing. That's actually amazing. So they actually said no. Look at that.
I swear they said no. And like literally when it came out on Visual Kings, like I had a lot of people DMing me and all this kind of stuff. And like just Grim Daily just emailed me with like, yeah, we are gonna put it out, this and that. And I swear, like hands crossed. First they said no and then yes. So it was kind of weird, but I was like, God's plan.
You know, absolutely. You know, when Visual Kings based in the Netherlands, like where's that platform? What is that platform originally? Like what's Where's it? Where's it situated? Do you know?
Yeah, it's based in. I think Ohio. It's in America. Like.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, Ohio. Like some. No. Colombia.
Okay, Colombia. So it's American.
Yeah, it's in America. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, interesting. I've never really checked the channel because I mean, I obviously found you through, you know, obviously GRM Grim.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I discovered you, and then obviously I saw it had already been released out, then I was like, okay, I've never heard of that platform, but I never really checked it out. So I just wondered.
You should check it out. A lot of dope artists.
Seriously, well, I'm gonna have to now, aren't I? I'm gonna have to start. You know, it's hard to keep up with these social media. There's that many platforms popping up now. It's like, you know, where do you find the time to watch all this content? Like,
too much.
It's too much. So we went from there, and then obviously, you know, I mean, this is where the life changed, really, isn't it? Because obviously, you know, you know, I obviously when you officially dropped it over here in the UK, really, to the UK audience. I mean, when I heard you, and you know, it's by off chance I found you because you know, I got to a point where I stopped checking. I used to check, you know, like I used to check the visuals that weren't premieres, quite regularly. But then I stopped, and it was just I only really checked out the premiere videos.
Really, why?
Do you know what? Because I was just getting so much music sent to me on a weekly basis. Yeah. So for me to scout artists in that, it was just like it was extra added loaded work. But then I remember one week I was just like I wasn't impressed with what was in the inbox, and I was like, okay, let me see what's out there. Let me see what Astonish can find. Yeah. And actually, the first video I clicked.
No,
I think I saw the thumbnail and I was like, okay, this looks okay. Let's see the female rap. I'm always interested in what female rappers got to say. And I catched it straight away, and that's you know we connected, and before you know it, you know you're
you DM,
the rest is happening.
I actually was really shocked when you DM'd me because I remember I checked out your page when you DM'd me. I was like, huh, like why is this person DMing me? Like this person is too much, too big.
Well, no, you got what it takes. So we went from there, and then and then what happened after Dialogue? Then what was it? But tell me the story. I mean, I know some of it because I'm a part of it, but
Well, what happened after Dialogue was a lot of people like approached me and like I remember like before I wanted to drop Dialogue, I wanted to drop with an agency, like a management, like I don't want to say the management, but it was I feel like it was a big management, but later on they dropped me. Like they were like, they didn't like Dialogue. But I was like, damn, like I really like Dialogue. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to follow me. So I eventually said, I'm just going to do it. You know what I mean? So when I dropped it, like a lot of positive things, like people from the Netherlands, like it's crazy to me that, I don't know, it sounds maybe weird that it didn't really blow up like that. Like it's crazy to me because I really thought like, damn, so many people like it. Like I hope like it's gonna grow more, you know what I mean? Like a lot of like just managements, like but not really big management, like managements approached me, but like eventually like I feel like with music, people only love you when it's beneficial, because I feel like at the time, like they just wanted to like help me because it was beneficial. But I'm like a person, I have my own mind. So when people see that, like they tend to like feel like like how do I say, like they always think like that I've like a too many energy. I don't know how to
you're
say
diva. You're diva, too dramatic, you know, too hard work.
Yes.
You know what? I have to say, good on you. You know what? So many people, especially early in their career, they want the break. Everyone wants the break. So a lot of people think, okay, an opportunity comes, I'm going to take it because it's being presented. I have to take it. But this is the thing, you know, as a good friend of mine, Snipes out in the States, said to me when I came back from America, because I had a load of offers on the table and I didn't know what to do. And he said to me, ask yourself, where does this go in your vision? Does it serve your vision or doesn't it serve your vision?
It was not even my vision.
And straight away, I thought, wow. And that's how I knew I was actually having someone who was actually for me in that moment. Because when you actually, you know, when someone tells you something like that, you know, they're actually thinking of your welfare. Well, most people just say, oh, just take the opportunity, because everybody's hungry for that more and the wants and desires. But it might not be for your nature. It might not be for you. So I'll take it. So, you know, salute to you, girl, for like sticking to your, and you know what? Yeah, it's, you know, it's not done you any wrong putting Dialogue out. Look at it now. I mean,
it did not.
You're actually an international artist if you look at it.
I hope so. I feel like my breakthrough needs to come yet, but it depends on like me, putting out songs that are really me and keeping the consistency.
Yeah.
But what I want to say, I feel like the reason why I didn't fell for like managements like that before, because before Dialogue, I remember the first ever thing that I ever like showed to people was like, it was called Past Life. Like I will send you one day. And I remember people liked that song so much, but I eventually didn't like it. And I remember so many people, like also artists from the Netherlands, will come to be like, yeah, I want to help you. And I fell for it. And I was like, okay, like what do we do? And I remember they made me wait for months. They wanted me to like start like rapping in Dutch or change who I am, the vision that I had, like tell me to like write different, you know what I mean? And I just wasted time. So I was like, damn. And that was also the period of me like trying to figure out myself, and the reason why I also wrote Dialogue. So when it came the second time, when other people approached me in my DMs, I was like, nah, man, like you can see through people. And my sister also told me, if a person, like, listen closely, DJ Astonish, listen, if a person is not like there yet, if a person is not like, let's say 50 Cent or something, I feel like you cannot tell somebody you can help somebody if you're not there yet. I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm following you. Yeah,
it's like broken promises. You like you're making somebody wait for, like, I don't know, maybe for your own ego, I don't know. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do. So you got to just see through those kind of things. Because I feel like you're the only person that can really make yourself a star, nobody else. Somebody can push you, but depends on also the level where that person is.
Absolutely. You actually got to do the official groundwork. I mean, you got to think like as artists, creatives, or whatever you want to call them in the industry, whether you're rapper, singer, or whatnot, even DJ, you know, you're the product of your own environment. You know, you're the product. You know what I mean? Like if anyone's, you know, tuning into DJ Astonish, you know, they're listening to the sound of DJ Astonish. If they're listening to Emelia on the beat, they're listening to Emelia on the beat. The person who's on the beat is Emelia. You know what I'm saying? So all those are people that are, you know, who are behind the scenes. I don't go among them that they play their part, but they've got their roles.
Yes.
As the product to the people, they're seeing you. You know, you're packaging. Do you know what I mean? So 100.
Exactly.
So moving on from Dialogue, we, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, we got to hear a premiere of obviously back to back out in the Stakes with the Coalition. I mean, obviously, I plugged you in with them there. And what happened following up with back to back? Was you disappointed? Do you feel it was lived up to?
Yeah.
I know you was going hard for it.
Yeah, I feel like till this day, Dialogue is of course the song that I put out that had the most like acknowledged, like how do you even say it? Like had the most recognition. I feel like with back to back, like it had, I like back to back, but didn't go to my expectations. But I feel like I learned also from that to not have expectations with things and just to, you know, do what I like. But I feel like with back to back and American Dream, it's more like, I don't know, how do I say it? I love these I love the songs, but I feel like with Dialogue was a song that I was really behind. That's why I feel like it went further, you know what I mean? So right now I'm thinking about only really dropping things that I'm 100% behind it, and like just
But you know, you know what, you've actually achieved something that a lot of artists don't get. You've had national radio play in a country that you're not even living in.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? You had like to Snoochie. I mean, Snoochie Shy, she's known for pushing street records. She's like probably the only one on One Extra. If I would personally say, who's actually pushing real underground artists. You've got people like Kenny Allstar, and Tiffany Carver, who claim to push independent artists, and people will be watching. Oh, how's my man going to say this about these people? But I'll say how it is. But these people that they're pushing already got clout. You should actually push the people who haven't got clout.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. And I think as DJs, it's important, you know, that's what DJs should be doing, pushing people around the clout. You know, I can push Kendrick Lamar and Drake, but it's not going to make much difference if I'm pushing them or not. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
if I'm bigger, they don't need it. They're established.
I feel like radio play is very important. Like it's very, like 100% important, which I never thought I would ever have. Like, I swear, like also with you, like DJ Astonish and Snoochie, like I never thought about it. So so if you talk about radio play, then I'm like, okay, I'm going the right way, you know what I mean? But still, it's like, still you gotta figure it out. But radio play, I feel like radio play is very important because I never thought I would ever be on BBC. I don't even know how you come on BBC. Like crazy. I didn't even know they were playing my songs on BBC until she DM'd me. I never knew that. So that was also crazy.
What did she say?
Well, she DM'd me and she told me, hey, I wait, let me just search it out. I always play like your music on my radio. Wait, let me just search it out to say it right before I say something that
didn't get said.
Yeah. Well, she said, you are sick. I play dialogue on my show all the time. Can't believe I missed you on London. Oh, that was the time I went to London for the first time.
Okay. Yes, I remember.
Please send me new music when you drop. I love your stuff. And then she would like, when she played my song, she would always be like, I always play dialogue. So it was just crazy. Like, that also made me think like, I'm making little steps, but it's good steps. So I'm very happy with that.
Definitely, it's positive. You know, there's people out there, you know, I've known people pushing records for 10 years to get heard on the radio and they're still not getting heard.
Oh, damn.
That's crazy. So, you know.
I have a question. I have a question for you. Okay. Do you think music is luck, or do you think it's about consistency, or like,
okay, you know, it's interesting because my views have changed probably in the last year, and as I've matured and come with experience in terms of the consistency side. But it's kind of, I think there's a 50-50.
Yes.
I think there's a 50-50 because I believe that if you are committed in what you do and you're working harder than anyone in the room, you're going to get some break. Whether it's the break, what you want and what you're going to get, two different things. But you will get some form of flowers, I believe, whether you're dead or gone. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's going to happen. But with the look side, you know, it is luck with some people. Some people drop, they get a TikTok look hit, they get, do you know what I'm saying? Like, they just get something lucky that goes viral and they kind of like the break. But I'm also a believer that what is for you is going to happen. So like, it's kind of mapped out that way for whatever reason it is. But one thing I know through experience, through working with lots of people in the industry, big names to people on the come up, is that with the look, I mean, with the look side, it's kind of like, you know, hard work pays off, but you know, you've also got people who get the quick break. And when they get the quick break, it's that maintaining, it's unexpected. So when it's unexpected, they've missed out on a lot of things. They've missed out on, you know, the slow progression of involvement, the stages that prepare you. Where when you're someone, let's say like Bia, for example. So Bia been in the music business, and not many people know, but most people see Bia as a whole lot of money. Boom, she's blown overnight. Bia's been in the music business for over 8 years. She was first signed by Pharrell. Wow. Yeah, she was first signed by Pharrell Williams. Not many people knew that. She had a dodgy contract and she had to recreate herself and re-put her music out there. When she was creating herself before she blew again, I gave her an interview and I remember speaking to her, and she, you know, it was a difficult, you know, she was so glad to be at this point, but it took her 8 years to actually get to the point she's at now. And, you know, this is the thing is that, so some people look at her and think, oh, she's just had you know, she had to hit a whole
overnight.
Lot. Yeah, she was working, baby. Yeah. She was like working her ass off. So there's that kind of development. So Bia's really evolved with the industry. She's learned about the bad stuff. She's had the experience. Yeah. When you walk into the door and you get the one-hit wonders, you're open to problems. So this is the thing. Consistency is big, but then it also, for me, I think it's talking about what consistency, because are you consistent in the public eye? Are you consistent with your work rate? And I think you need to get the balance right, because you obviously want to produce quality over quantity every time. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like you could have 10 albums out there, but you know, it's like how many are great? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, for example, you know, I was watching an interview with one of our DJs out in the States, Big X, who was interviewing an artist, and they were talking about artists that put out mixtapes. And, you know, the thing is, the artist was saying, why put out a mixtape if you haven't got a fan base? Because you the whole project there, that's going to get overlooked.
Yeah.
So why not just keep putting out singles and singles and singles?
Exactly.
So it's the level of how consistent are you going to be, and what level of consistency are you going to like put out there in terms of quality and quantity. And I think for me, I was at a point in my career where I was very, very consistent. I was on it, like I was always seeing on social media, and I was on it and on it and on it. And it was great. Don't get me wrong. It's like, you know, it did work out for me. It benefited from me. Don't get me wrong. But I think at the same time, I also feel even if you are putting out the same amount of quality, but not as consistent, but it's, you know, as long as you're not going on big hiatuses, you're still leaving the door open. It's about what you're doing behind the scenes. It's about how hard you're working. You just got to be working. Yeah. So if you're behind the scenes and you're networking and, you know, you're going to, I don't know, functional events or whatever, that's cool. You don't have to be on the click of the button of social media 24/7, which I think people feel obliged to. And that's, I think, the thing where a lot of people get caught up. And I think that's where the mental illness kicks in, the anxiety and all the rest of it, a lot of people, because there's this thing of they're seeing other people get their break and they're not seeing what the other person's doing behind the scenes at the same time. So these are the things that I think have to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a questionable one, but I believe that, you know, I believe hard work does pay. I mean, some people don't get the break, but I think that is down to sloppy decisions, bad arrangements, and what have you learned in the industry. Yeah. And people might say, you know, disagree to that, but, you know, I've worked with a lot of people and I hear the stories, and some people that don't get the break, I'm thinking, well, some people think some people don't change the avenues as well. Some people try and do the same. You know, if you're doing the same thing for 10 years, and, you know, I want to stick to my, you know, what I'm doing. Well, if you're doing the same thing that you did 10 years ago, bear in mind, society would have changed by then. The listening, you know, music would change and all that. Yeah. So you've got to have to some form of adaptation.
Yeah, you got to try just different. Yeah, you got to try different things. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everything's about the balance. Everything's about balance, 100.
Well explained. Yes, facts.
So yeah, so that's the question. I feel like I was getting interviewed there, you know, but it's all good. Yeah. So American Dream came out. What is there a video expected for that or not?
Well, I'm gonna be very honest because I really don't care. But there is a video coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna run my mouth. But there is actually a video coming out. But you know what's crazy? I went to London for a video. Like, you saw the little video of my Instagram with the little boy and his father. Like, I was dancing. Oh yeah. We were shooting a music video for American Dream. And I wanted to drop it the same time because I remember when I posted that video, like a lot of people DM me, like, oh my God, what is this kind of song? So I'm like, yes, people like, you know, the video that I did. So I can't wait till the video clip is out because the video clip is gonna be dope. But long story short, I'm not gonna go around the bushes, but we filmed the video. We flew back to the Netherlands because we were in London, and the videographer just completely ignored me till this day. Yes. So we don't have the footage. We don't have, and that was also like, I feel like that's also part with music. When such things happen, it just gets you angry. Like, from like, damn, like so much feels like, oh, you know what I mean? Like so much. And it's just like, oh my God.
Had you used the video guy before?
No, it was the first, like I saw him, well, I didn't see him actually. I had an event in London and I performed, and he was like, oh my God, you're so good. I was like, thank you. And he also DM'd me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to follow him back. And I saw that he also made like footages for like different kind of people. So I was like, damn, like this person's actually really good. Because I always work with one person, but this person is in the Netherlands, you know what? And I had to pay for his tickets and all this kind of stuff. It would be too expensive. So I was like, you know, I'm just going to work with that London guy. Because at the same time, it's also making new friends in a different country, you know what I mean? But it didn't work out as planned. And you know what? Everybody got their own reasons, you know what I mean? But I feel like as a professional person, you should stick to what you do. If you're a producer, you should produce. And it doesn't matter if you're producing for Beyonce or me, you should keep the same energy, you know what I mean? And it's just sad. Like, if these kind of things happen, like, it's just really sad, but you got to move on, you know what I mean?
You know, absolutely. And, you know, it comes with the industry. You know, we all have had these Right, and that's the thing. And the thing about it, you know, these are the people that one day want to shout your name out on the route. Oh, I work with that person. Had the potential to work with that person, but at the same time, I mean, I've had it before. I've had, you know, I used to a platform called Damage on the Mic, and it first started before it went on. It was like COVID kind of. It ran temporarily through COVID, but before it originally started, it was done on radio live, and we used to film it. And you know, I had a few artists and a particular one cancelled on like last minute, and then decided to reschedule. You know, and I gave this, you know, at the time I used to give chances to people, you know. Now I ain't got time for it. You know, you missed the opportunity, goodbye. But you know, I gave them a second opportunity, and they did it again. And then what happened months later? I know. Then what happened? I had my Radio 1 extra break. I did Radio 1. This person's been my DMs ever since to this day.
You know why? Let me tell you something. You know why? Because they see you growing. But that's one thing I really hate about people. People, like what Nicki Minaj said, people only love you when it's beneficial. And that is so sad. Like, it just pisses me off. Like, I don't understand. Like, why? Like, is this human nature? Like, why? Like, I don't know. So how did you handle it? Like, are you okay with it?
I've not responded. I've not responded to the emails, to the DMs. Everything's been slide. Yeah, I've got no energy for it. And yeah, I don't even need to have an explanation or hear anything, because my time's precious now. At the time I was free. I had the time to sit there and listen to your story, but I haven't got time for it. And I'm in a different league, in a different lane now. This artist is still where they were how many years ago. So it's one of them, but you know, they're still trying to look, and I just see it as, you know, this person's got learning difficulties, because I think like, but don't you get the message? If I've not, you're like, now why are you still bothering? But you know what? I'll give them a shout out for the consistency. But this is what people are like, and this is how it's you know, what we have to deal with. It's a part of life. It's a part of life lessons. Some people never learn. But you're so right. Yeah, definitely. Only when it's beneficial. So going forward now, what we, you know, are we getting the fire back? Do you feel?
What did you say?
Are you getting the fire back? Because I know you've gone through a bit of a, you know, where you needed the hiatus to recharge, to refuel the energy.
Yes, I needed to recharge, especially after the performance I did at Wuha. I feel like Wuha was so much. It was a perfect day. It was perfect. Yeah. But I feel like I just needed, like, especially this month of, like, last month of July, it was yesterday, last day of July, but I just needed, like, July to really, like, relax, because I feel like since January, I'm not, you know, relaxing is not bad, you know what I mean? I hate to relax because I want to go, but at one point, like, when sometimes you just have to, you know, stop a little bit. It's sad, but sometimes you have to stop a little bit. But I feel like since January till July, I've been like doing everything I can to like push myself, you know what I mean? To write, to post. Like, I feel like I've been consistent. I don't know what you think about it, but I feel like I've been consistent and all this kind of stuff. You know, so yeah, I was like July, like I wanted to go on a vacation, but no, I have no friends. I only have my sisters, and they were like, no, Emelia, we're not going with you. So I was like, no, I'm just going to stay here and relax and do what I got to do. And yeah, and yesterday and today I had a conversation with my sister, and yeah, I'm really, August, like, I'm ready. Like, I've recharged, you know, I just needed this a few weeks. Yeah.
You know what? Well, I think you have been consistent. I think with the records you produce, the quality and what you've done so far, I think you have been consistent. And if you hadn't, I don't think I would have noticed that you've been missing. So this is the thing. So, you know, when people go, it's like saying back in the day when Miss Elliott and Timbaland and Dr. Dre were so active, and you know, the big chart choppers, and you know, they went on the hiatus, and people are like, where have they been? Like, you know, people miss them. So, yeah, you know, so I have noticed, but you owe it to yourself, because you know that you need energy to do in this game, in this business, to do what you do, to be creative. And if you're burnt out, you're going to be no good to be providing, you know, performances, great content and visuals for us. So, you know, make sure you fix first before you give yourself away to the world.
Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, that's what I really needed. And also, like, I don't know, I feel like it's such a taboo when people talk about they want a break. I'm not talking about a break of a few months. I'm just talking about a few weeks, like 3 to 4 weeks. You know what I mean? But I feel like people always talk about you got to work hard, you got to work hard. But at the end of the day, me and my sister were talking about it. At the end of the day, I feel like no matter what, like everything in life is a moment. You know, you have a moment of happiness, you have a moment of sadness.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you cannot go like in a straight line through your whole life. You know, you gotta have downs to appreciate what you have, to humble yourself. If you keep going like this, like you will lose yourself, and that's not what I wanna have. You know what I mean? And yeah. I totally forgot what I was talking about, but I had something in my mind. You
know, we obviously talking just about recharging, and I think with the as he's saying about like being on a straight line, it's you know everything grows in the valley. You know what I mean? To get to the mountain, you got to climb. You might take a few falls to drop down. So you're gonna have to, everything's up and down. It's a roller coaster ride, man. Life's a roller coaster. Do you know what I mean? People live, people die. You got life lessons where you got to mourn and go through personal shit, and then you got to pick yourself up and get out of it. So it's all part of just growth as people. So it's absolutely normal. But I definitely.
So how did you because you was talking about right now in your life at the moment, like everything that happens, you're just calm, like you just accept it. So what happened? Like what happened in your life that you are like this right now? You're like, okay, whatever happens.
Just a lot of bad experiences.
Right?
Just experiences that I aim to learn from. And I think, when things happen, some people sit there, why me? Why now? This is the mentality people have to get out of. Like, no, it's not nothing to do with that. Take something from this experience. It's happening for a reason, for something for you to take from. It might not be your moment now, but it might be your moment in a few months' time, a year's time. It's what you're going to take from this experience now to make you come evolved. And, I've been in this game, like I say, for over 10 years. I've had a lot of bad experience. You talking to me about the camera guy not showing up. I had someone who owes me over £1,000 from DJing. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I've never seen it. So it's like, these things happen. But what do we do? We learn from it. We make sure that we're not in that position again the next time. We put down boundaries. And that's what I do. So now when I say I'm calm, because I have boundaries now, I sit there and think, okay, I'm a DJ. Like, artists come to me, they're in my DMs, and they're asking me to play a track. They're demanding me to play their music. Like, they're the only person in my DMs. I have hundreds of artists that I support. I'm a DJ. There's how much music out there. So all these artists that I'm, who do I prioritize? Well, I prioritize who I feel deserves to be prioritized, and who I'm loyal to also. So, but at the same time, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm going to make sure I'm right first. So, I had an artist who wanted me to support their track, and I said, I'll do it. But at the time, when they were asking me to do what they want me to do, I couldn't do it at that moment. I mean, I could have, but I'd be killing myself. And I'm not going to do that, because would that person do it for me? Half the time, no. So these are the things. So, it's all about boundaries. So I've just been in an experience where I've helped a lot of people. I've essentially helped people become millionaires. That's the truth. I'm a DJ. I support records, and there's people out there, I help push, that I don't speak to anymore. And that's cool. But the thing about it is that like, why am I going to go out and help someone elevate? I'm not going to elevate myself first. So I'm going to make sure I'm in a comfortable position first, and then I can help someone. So life experience, that's what we put it down to.
I feel like life has humbled you a lot. So me too.
It has. And you know what? Staying grounded. It's not getting too big. I think I've learned in this game, and this is where I think some people lose their heads, is that I've been in a position where I've had the commercial success, where I had my breakthrough when Radio 1 was like my commercial success. Everyone wanted to do interviews with me. Everybody I was in demand. And then after the whole big moment happened, there became the come down bit, and I realized, wow, this industry can just toss you straight up to the top and also bring you down at the same time. And it's not a nice feeling when you leave take your feet off the ground. So what I've always done is I've always aimed to keep my feet on the ground, because I don't ever want to feel that feeling again where I'm wanting to see you and do what, just want you and see you in your admirational, successful moment. then it doesn't happen anymore. And then it's like, you know, you're looking out for all these external accolades of people, you know, giving you the praise and telling you're doing good and all that. And, you know, I'm thinking, you know, it means nothing if I don't believe in myself or have the self-value. So
wow, exactly wow. You just spoke what I'm feeling.
That's where we're at, girls. So, you know, we stay grounded, we keep our feet on the ground, and we keep moving forward.
Yes, period. Wow.
You know, Emelia, it's always great to you know, obviously touch down with you. Now, I feel like I've actually known you for so long because, you know, I feel
the same. Like every time I talk to my sisters, I always tell them, like, even though I've never like seen DJ Astonish and live in
everybody wants to be there,
I feel like we have like the same energy. Like every time I talk to you, like it's like you really understand me, and that's what I like with a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand me. So like remember the call that we had, like you really boost my confidence the way. But I feel like it's because you have been in this industry and you just know what artists go through. Like I feel like we all go through the same things. Like eventually we all go to the highs, lows, and all this kind of stuff. So I really love talking to you because I feel like you really understand me and I support you. Like you like, wow. DJ Astonish, you can never forget. You can never forget.
I got you.
You can never
and you know,
forget.
I think that's the other thing now, like where I'm at in my career is that, you know, I work with people where there was a time I wasn't working with anybody. I don't work with anybody. I don't work with anybody anymore. You know, because
so first you worked with people, and then for a long time you didn't, and now you're starting to work with people.
So I work with anyone who, you know, was just an industry, you know, because I'm trying to put myself out there. I'm trying to break the game. So, you know, you work with different people. But then I learned that I can't work with anybody because me as a person, I'm a selective person in who I have in my circle. So, and it's the same with who I work with in the music business. If I'm going to talk with someone in an interview, I don't want to have a lame, forced conversation with someone where I'm generally not interested.
No.
I actually want to be interested. I'm talking to some interviews, just interview anybody for the sake of it. And it's like, no, you know, you could give me a big name tomorrow, and if I'm not feeling the vibe, I'm not going to interview them.
It's not there. Yeah.
You know, and I've done those interviews and I've come back feeling like where I've hated doing the interview. I hated the interview. I wanted to forget, but I've interviewed some big names.
Really?
Yeah, I interviewed a UK artist a while back, and he's quite big in the UK scene. And I did the interview, and everyone was gassed up when I did the interview. And honestly,
you didn't feel it.
Yeah, the worst energy I've ever had in the room. So I was just like, no, we stick to the right people and the right energy, and that's what I'm about.
Yes.
Yeah, so Astonishing is about keeping
Yeah, people can really drain your
really
energy.
suck you out.
Yeah, they can.
Absolutely.
Wow, it's crazy.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. But Emelia's absolutely been great. It's so August we're moving forward. We got we've got content coming soon.
Yeah.
And the journey is going to continue, and we're going to keep going. And then it's happening with DJ
talk. Oh, your Wi-Fi. Oh, the Wi-Fi just fell out. Oh yes. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Like I'm really gonna work hard. Like I'm really gonna work hard and gonna keep praying. And I really have hope that when my moment is gonna come, you know what I mean? So when God is ready, when I'm ready, we shall see. And the song that I want to put out in August is gonna be a very different song, but this really me. So I hope it's gonna give a little bit dialogue vibes.
Life, even if I die, I'll prone my life for living in the project dreams. They y'all just made a team. I mean, that's the way it seems. We all wanna taste the American dream.